This is exhilarating. Get excited.
So we've known about this for a bit. This actually happened while we were actually live streaming Silent Hill 2. So yeah, that was a whole thing. Emiru, she was assaulted at Twitchcon, and because of this, she's never going back to Twitchcon. And not only that, but apparently other people were like affected at Twitchcon by some stuff. For instance, Pasta was affected as well.
We all.
Yeah, we all do.
I'm not sure 100% what happened, but she canceled her last day at Twitchcon because of something that happened. So, I've said this before and I'll say it again. There is a risk that comes with being a content creator, live streamer, you know. When people donate money to you and they feel like that they, that you owe them, like, an X amount of, like, your life or anything like that. Look,
that's shit.
I'm not gonna say I am not appreciative of people who donate. I am extremely appreciative of everyone who donates. And if I go to a convention, I'm more than happy to make time to talk with you and like, you know, chat with you and all that, and meet up with you IRL and all that, and just, you know, like, talk about the channel and all that. Like, I'm more than happy to do that.
We appreciate that.
But there comes a point where it's just like, there are people who are so obsessed that they feel like that they know you, and that you're owed, like you owe them something. And
it's called a parasocial relationship.
Yeah, it is. And
basically, people get the idea in their head that because they watched so much stuff of yours and they see like you interacting with other people and stuff, that like they basically already know you as a person even though they've never met you.
Yeah, basically. And that's wrong. It's wrong to pretend that you like pretend that you know somebody. Look, I am as real on here as I can be.
We know it.
Who I am on here is like who I am in real life. There's things I don't tell y'all, of course, because there's stuff in my personal life I don't like putting out there. But at the same time, you know, I understand that, you know, there's a lot of people out there who know a lot about me, but there's also a lot of people out there who just have this limited viewpoint of my life and just act like I don't, you know, I don't exist outside of this, but I do. Because I got a lot of stuff I take care of, and a lot of stuff that I do in my spare time outside of YouTube and everything, outside of when I'm working on videos and stuff like that. But yeah. Anyway, I don't know what else to say, but Charlie has a video here about the Twitch situation at TwitchCon, or the situation at TwitchCon. Let's go ahead and check it out. Here we go.
Check it out.
There's a lot I want to talk about here after seeing what happened at TwitchCon last night with Emiru being assaulted by a rogue lunatic fan who just walked completely unimpeded past the line at her meet and greet and unconsensually hugged her and looked like tried to kiss her, which is textbook assault. And it's very scary that it was able to happen so easily here. He was shoved off by a security guard, but then he just walked away.
Whoa. That's crazy. Holy shit, what the fuck was that?
You're a creep!
What the?
The full clip goes on for about a minute and a half longer, but you've now seen the entire security presence here for the Emiru meet and greet. One person. One security guard. I have seen a stronger security presence at my dilapidated local Winn-Dixie.
Also, the thing is, Emiru had security, her own private security.
Yeah, her personal bodyguard is banned from being at TwitchCon, which is fucking stupid.
It is. I'm sorry, but like, if you want to ban somebody for, being overtly violent or anything like that, I understand that. But if someone's there and is protecting the person that they're being paid to protect, then, dude.
They were banned for doing their job at a previous one because they let out a stalker by the arm, and TwitchCon didn't like that they put hands on them, and it's like they freaking deserve to have hands put on them.
Oh, they deserve much worse than that. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, stalkers deserve to, like get friggin', stomped out. Especially, some of these jackasses. But anyway.
This is fucking crazy. One guy. And also worth mentioning, it's not Emiru's preferred bodyguard from what I understand.
I had a security guard 2 years ago where there was a guy following me around TwitchCon, and he asked him to stop multiple times. My guard asked him and the guy wouldn't stop, so he grabbed the guy, but he didn't hurt him. He was just holding the guy until the con security came. And then for some reason they're yeah, because your security guard touched him, he's perma-banned from the venue forever. But he didn't even hit him or anything. He just held him while they waited for the police to come. And,
what the fuck?
And it was my favorite security guard. I can't have him at TwitchCon anymore.
Now, as I was rendering this video,
anymore if they were gonna ban him for that. That's stupid.
Yeah.
That's so dumb. That
I was gonna say
that to her.
Stupid arbitrary rules. Guard. Yeah, stupid arbitrary rules that, in all honesty, his presence doesn't affect anything. His presence does not affect TwitchCon's ability to function.
It's a positive presence.
Yeah, because Emiru feels protected.
They've proved that they're actually capable of keeping people safe. So
yeah,
it's more evidence that the people who run Twitch are freaking predators, man. In my opinion.
Oh yeah,
it's I've always known it. It's just more proof of it.
And in all honesty, I don't understand.
Want people to feel safe because they're not the kind of people that are safe to be around. So
yeah, that's my thing. If I'm Emiru at that point, just be like, okay, so here's my counterpoint to you. My security guard is not allowed. My personal private security guard is not allowed at TwitchCon. I will not be going to TwitchCon, and I'm going to tell everyone to not go to TwitchCon. That's my counteroffer. I know, and Emiru wouldn't do that because she's just too nice. She is so nice and so sweet, and she doesn't like being a confrontational person. She just enjoys doing what she does and making content and enjoying her time on Twitch. That's it. But just the fact that someone was able to do that like that, what if that guy, instead of having just the intention of wrapping his arm around her and trying to force a kiss on her, instead he walked up with a knife and just decided because
if it was anybody with the intent of actually hurting her, she would have gotten hurt.
Yes, not a single doubt in my mind. If that man's intent was to physically fully harm her, he would have done it. Because you look at how long he was there unimpeded. It was at least 2 to 3 seconds. And I don't know if y'all ever seen how quick it is for someone to literally pull out a knife and shank you about 5 times. It doesn't take more than 2 or 3 seconds. It takes less than that in some cases. And what do you think that's going to do to Emiru? That's it. Once again, man, just I love conventions. I love being able to connect with other creators and meet some of my heroes. Meet Steve Bloom, meet Johnny Young Bosch, and all these amazing people. But at the same time, I know that there's an inherent risk of going there, that something like this can happen, and something way worse can happen.
Emiru posted an update to everything to shed light on everything that happened, and this bodyguard you see push that guy is someone she hired. It's not her first round draft pick or anything. It is not a preferred bodyguard, but it's who she was allowed to bring. And she was surrounded is the word I'm using, very loosey-goosey. There was a couple of other Twitch-provided Fiverr security drones elsewhere that just didn't react at all. The only one who did something was the one she hired. We're going to be going through her statement quite a bit here, but she's giving an update to let people know that she's okay and thankful for the outpouring of support. The guy had crossed multiple barriers, even in front of other creators, to grab.
I read this whole post like the day before yesterday, I think, or yesterday one.
Yeah, I read it. I read a lot of it, like right after she posted it.
Grab and try and kiss her, which he was unsuccessful at doing, thanks to being pushed off. She then says that she doesn't understand how he was allowed.
The most messed up thing, in my opinion, that none of the TwitchCon staff even came to ask what happened or if she was okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like one of your most successful creators just got assaulted. It's like, oh, well, she seems all right. We don't need to ask her any questions. It's like
to get that far in the first place, and that the security that does react is her own, confirming that it's not her usual security guard since he was banned. She then says that there were 3 to 4 other TwitchCon security who didn't react and even let him walk away, which again is something you can confirm by watching the clip, that he just walks away completely unimpeded. The woman who was walking me away is also her own personal manager. It's not even event staff, which I thought it was event staff. Turns out it's not. The only 2 people who were checking on her and comforting her were her and her friend. Not even Twitch staff was coming to check on her. There's more in her statement we're going to get to in a moment, but I want to go in chunks here. So I thought it was 1 security guard and then a couple of event staff that you could see in the clip. Turns out it's 1 security guard she brought and then no event staff. It's just her manager and her friend. So where the fuck is TwitchCon security or staff at all here? They just let this guy walk up to her and did nothing, and even just let him get away after assaulting her too. Again, I still cannot even believe they banned the security guard that she wanted to bring and had brought in the past that did successfully prevent a potential threat from harming her. It's so fucked up, and I truly can't understand the thought process behind their decision to ban him in the first place. He did his job properly. He held the potential threat until authorities arrived. What else are you supposed to do? That's like the number 1 thing. You're supposed to stop the threat. And that sounds like exactly what he did here. I think maybe Twitch was concerned that he used excessive force or something because he grabbed him. What? Like, what do they think? He put him into a headlock and then hit him with an atomic power bomb into a fucking tombstone pile driver and then a Frankensteiner on the way out? Like, what do they think happened there? Now, I've read mixed...
The only thing that I can possibly think is that they're having the mentality that retail stores have that still pisses me off to this day. That, like, if any employee, like, at a retail store, like, does anything to prevent a shoplifter from leaving, like, they essentially can get the company sued because our frickin' justice system is so screwed up that people can sue you because they committed a crime in front of you and you tried to do something about it.
Well, this is why I approve of like the mom and pop owned like places, because there's this store in Lower Philadelphia. It's owned by this Pakistani couple, and they own it outright. Like, it's not corporate owned or anything like that. They get gas from they buy gas from a separate company, and that company has no say in how they operate their business. So this dude comes in, grabs an empty trash can, goes around and starts like trying to like scoop in like all the cigarettes and stuff like that, and like bag it up and leave with it. And homie literally comes over and like tries to stop him, and then someone in the store is like, no, you can't do that, you can't stop him. And the Pakistani dude goes, bullshit, and then he literally like grabs the guy and holds him down. And then one of his workers comes over with a big-ass stick and just starts whap, whap, whap. And you can literally hear the guy just like, oh, stop it, oh. And I'm like, yes. My God, look, like...
Thing is, they probably got sued for that. It's a stupid thing.
Well, as far as I know, maybe, but at the same time, like, what are they going to do? You don't have to pay, like, if that person doesn't have to pay for their crime, then you don't have to pay for your crime of your assumed crime of defending yourself from defending.
The way our freaking justice system actually worked.
Actually, that's the thing. People who get like this is the thing that responsible people, like the responsible people, are starting to realize. You don't have to show up to court. You don't have to go to these hearings because they're realizing it. Because
No, that is not how that works.
yes, it is.
No, if you don't show up to court, you go to prison.
Then tell that to all the criminals who don't show up to court. They don't go to prison.
You become a freaking wanted fugitive if you don't show up to a court date.
Yeah, and guess what?
Do not be a...
The police don't enforce it.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
If they catch you with a warrant out, you will be arrested immediately.
No, they won't, man. Do you know why? Because in these big cities, they do not give a shit.
Maybe
there are people who are walking around in the street. No, I'm talking like around here.
Please
Yes.
don't listen to this and don't think
No.
that you're not required to go to a court date, because that is not correct.
Here's the thing, though. I'm saying, like, in a lot of these big cities, the people aren't going to these court dates, and the court system just lets it go. Much like how all these other people who are just walking around after committing horrible crimes, literally, they don't even have to post bail, and then they go out with active warrants.
That might be
and
the
no
case
one
in
cares.
some shit cities. But
That's
it's
what I'm
not-
talking
definitely
about.
not the case most places.
But I'm not saying like everywhere, but these people in these cities are realizing that they don't care. The justice system doesn't care, and that's what they're realizing. I'm not saying like don't show up to court date like where you're at. Like if you want to, like if you have to, then go. But at the same time, in these cities where the justice system is broken, they don't care. And if you get sued and stuff like that, then honestly, the justice system, if they won't like stop the criminal from robbing you, then the justice system isn't going to stop you from isn't going to make you force you to go to court. I mean, that's like, in all honesty, like I'm not a legal expert, but this is what they're saying.
You'd be surprised at how stupid shit works, though, within the laws and places, though.
I know how stupid the law
It's like
is.
the reason they get sued and can't do anything about it is because the law's like, oh yeah, they might have committed this small crime like robbing your store and stuff, and they'll still possibly get punished for that, but also they get to sue you because you put hands on them or whatever.
I'm sorry,
It's
but
like,
if
it's
someone...
absurd.
I'm sorry, but no, like, this is why I'm in all favor of, like, castle doctrine and all that. It's like, your property.
Yeah,
You own
it
the
doesn't-
property.
It doesn't apply everywhere.
I know,
unfortunately. That's the
which is
stupid
why I
thing.
think it's bullshit. Because there's no repercussions for bad actions anymore. That's my problem, is like, there are so many people out there who are so willing to just commit crimes because there's no repercussions. And that's what the problem is. But anyway, sorry.
Things on who's responsible for that bodyguard being banned, whether it was Twitch or the venue TwitchCon is held at. But regardless of who's responsible for the ban, the fact that he is forbidden from being there because of being good at his job is just unacceptable. This guy walks past this entire line, literally just fucking fee-fi-fo-fums through the whole line here at the meet and greet, and assaults Imiru. Nobody stopped him when he was cutting through the line, and it wasn't until he had already assaulted Imiru that he got pushed off. And then he didn't even get stopped or anything by additional security because there was only that one guy that was there as like a bodyguard. Like, I don't know, I would just kind of expect after a fucking assault just unfolded here, there would be a big response from the TwitchCon security personnel. Like coming over here throwing like a spike strip down, or like at least throwing a banana peel down so he slips and falls on it so they can apprehend him. But I didn't see any of that happen. Nothing at all, just fucking crickets. Just tumbleweed rolling through here. Like, he just walked away. Apparently he did get ID'd,
Apparently
like,
left,
after...
walked away for like several hours before somebody finally like ID'd him, and then he actually got apprehended after that. So it's like a miracle he got apprehended at all, because he was actually dumb enough to stick around the con after he tried that shit.
Yeah.
This happened later because Twitch made a statement, which we'll go through in a minute, and it sounds like they ID'd the guy and everything. But this is a complete failure on Twitch's shoulders here for their event. They banned her preferred bodyguard, whom has previously demonstrated the ability to stop something like this from happening, and instead supplied non-existent TwitchCon security around her meet and greet, and forced her to hire a different bodyguard, one that wasn't nearly as efficient as the one that she typically uses and wanted to have present here to protect her. And just stew on this for a moment, because when you break it down, TwitchCon security literally did nothing. Not only did they not stop the guy before he assaulted Imiru, again, it could have even been a murder or something if he had like a weapon or something. He was not stopped despite plenty of, ample opportunity for them to intervene. Not only did they not stop him, after it happened, they didn't even pursue him. The only one who acted at all, that one security guard, was not a TwitchCon security guard. It was someone Emiru hired, a bodyguard she hired. That was the only person that acted at all. And the only people that checked on Emiru were her team. No one on the TwitchCon event side of things, apparently, according to Emiru. So that means at TwitchCon, the security didn't do anything at all, nor did the event staff do anything to even check on her after this happened. Holy shit. That is inexcusable. I've talked about events and stuff in the past. I've never been to TwitchCon. I have no plans of ever going to TwitchCon or anything even remotely similar to it, and I've always expressed, A, I don't think I'd have fun, and B, I'm always worried about events like that, like legitimate safety concerns. Ever since the Christina Grimmie tragedy, where she was murdered at a meet and greet, I just have a huge hesitation with this kind of thing, because you never really know who's there and what security looks like. I know prior to TwitchCon, apparently there was a big emphasis on Twitch's side of beefing up their security. I'm not seeing that at all.
Where is it? Where is it?
Is not in the pudding here from what I'm seeing. It's extremely concerning that this creep was able to just walk up slowly, mind you. It's not like he charged the stage or something, with a fucking 4-second 40 where they couldn't respond in time. He slowly, calmly walked past everyone. Security, event staff, no one stopped him at all. Like, shit, I got stopped more often trying to go to a lacrosse party in college. Like, they were more vigilant about stopping people from getting into a fucking party, let alone, the actual safety of the guests here at this event. It is just crazy to me because this guy could have had a weapon. He absolutely could have had a weapon. It is just dangerous. It is dangerous, and it's a complete failure on Twitch's part here. Yeah. Now, like I said, they did make a statement about this. The safety and security of all those attending TwitchCon is our highest priority. The behavior displayed by the individual involved in the incident yesterday involving a high-profile streamer was completely unacceptable and deeply upsetting. In line with existing TwitchCon security...
I was going to say, Twitch, did you use AI to craft this? Because this sounds like every bog standard bullshit excuse. It's completely unacceptable and deeply upsetting. We at Twitch do not approve of it. My God.
They already lied.
Yeah.
Event security were on site and responded to the incident. They did.
Yeah. Bullshit.
Law enforcement and event security were on site and responded to the incident. When? In 7 business days? Where were they? Because, again, in the longer clip, it's 2.5 minutes, and he just walks away. You can see him leaving, and I maybe I missed it, but I didn't see anyone stopping him at any point. We immediately blocked this individual from returning to the TwitchCon premises, and they are banned indefinitely from Twitch, both online and in-person events. We're coordinating with the impacted creators team, and per our standard protocols, continue to cooperate with any law enforcement investigations. We have increased security at the meet and greet attendee check-in point, and we'll have additional security personnel surrounding participating streamers. If you've RSVP'd for a meet and greet, please note that we are unable to accommodate +1s for the remainder of the event. Twitch has zero tolerance for harassment or acts that inhibit the safety and security of our community.
Actions speak louder than words.
Yeah, you can say all this shit all you want, but we aren't seeing the actions the action that's supposed to be taken on this.
Like I said, based on their statement here, it sounds as though they ID'd the guy responsible for this assault here, mentioning that he's been banned on Twitch and from the events. It sounds like there's also going to be additional follow-ups, I believe. That's how it read to me. Now, as a result of the assault that Emiru experienced at their event, they are going to be having a stronger security presence at further meet and greets that are scheduled. The question begs to be asked, why wasn't that an emphasis beforehand? You're saying that safety was your top priority, yet it's very clear, very evident in this clip that there's not a lot of security there. So what are you doing about safety? I don't understand. If safety's such a high priority, where's security? I don't know why it's so lackluster then if it's such a high priority. And again, this is a huge streamer. Emiru is one of the biggest streamers.
They probably
what does security look
out and just hired whoever is security, even people that aren't experienced with being security. So
yeah.
Their security is probably just random Joes that don't know how to secure.
Probably. Probably so.
They're probably paying them barely anything to be there because it saves them money.
Look like for streamers that aren't her size? I genuinely have no idea. It's a legitimate question I'm asking because, again, Emiru is like one of the biggest streamers, and TwitchCon didn't have like any adequate security presence at her meet and greet. What does it look like for a smaller streamer doing a meet and greet? Did they provide anything at all to them? And also, what they do provide is basically anyway, nothing. The security didn't act at all here. So now let's go back to Emiru's statement, because she says something very interesting here about Twitch's statement. In Twitch's statement, they said that the guy was immediately caught and detained. I'm sorry, but that is a blatant lie. He was allowed to walk away from my meet and greet, and I didn't hear he was caught until hours after he attacked me, and it felt like this only happened because of my manager pressing for it, not because TwitchCon staff present thought it was a big deal. She mentions there's more she wants to talk about on it, but I'll save it for stream. She then goes on to thank people for the support and confirms that this will be her last TwitchCon, which I think is completely understandable. I think other creators should seriously consider not attending in the future. I did not feel cared for or protected, even bringing my own security and staff. I can't imagine how creators without those options would feel. So according to Emiru's statement here, she believes that the guy wasn't like immediately caught and ID'd by TwitchCon staff or anything like that. And in fact, it wasn't until her manager pressed them for action that they did anything at all. That's unhinged. They didn't want to, you know, jump into action after a fucking assault just took place. I just don't get it. That's completely unhinged. It almost feels like maybe they're more angry about Emiru's bodyguard there shoving the guy. Like maybe they're thinking about banning him from Twitch events in the future or something. Like it
doesn't matter if they ban him because Emiru's not going anymore. She's done.
Doesn't seem like their priority is safety. If they were going to just let this guy walk away until Emiru's manager had to force their hand to do something, this is just not a safe environment. And this isn't a new criticism of TwitchCon. This has been consistently something that people have spoken out about for years with TwitchCon. Like, I'm sure a lot of you have heard the horror stories that have been reported numerous times in the past at previous TwitchCons about like drink spiking or like the lack of security present, stuff like that. It has been something that people have mentioned numerous times, and every time Twitch tries to assure the community that, you know, they're really taking security seriously this time around. This time, you know, it's fucking locked down.
It'll be different this time. This shit happened.
Yep.
Be no issues, and like clockwork, there's always seemingly some kind of big security concern or something that arises at TwitchCon. It's just, I don't understand how they're not doing anything to like remedy it. Even in this, which is again supposed to be like their big year of security, like because they made a huge, you know, stance on how strong they're going to be with security this year and how seriously they're taking it, how seriously they're going to take it, and then day one of TwitchCon,
They're using the
Amy Rook
freaking, like, sticker method. It's like some people just put like stickers on the outside of their house that's like, this house is protected by this security system, whether there's actually a security system on the house or not, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, unfortunately, that doesn't really hold up.
No, it doesn't. And
I mean, it can work in some cases, but, you know, some people are not deterred by anything but the actual thing.
yeah, exactly.
gets assaulted. And then in this clip, it really seems like there's not a lot of security there. And if there is, like off camera, a bunch of security, they're not very efficacious. They're not very good at stopping a legitimate threat. Like I said, this guy's intentions could have been to murder Emiru here. He could have had a weapon, and he wasn't even stopped. He got all the way to her and assaulted her before he was finally shoved off. Like, there is a real problem. And according to Emiru, it's actually even worse than that on the TwitchCon security side, where they didn't even, like, want to go after the guy until they were forced to by Emiru's team pressing them for it. So not only did the assault happen under their watch, where they had ample chances to stop that guy, but none of the handful of security that was around intervened in any way, and then didn't do anything to pursue the criminal. That's a crime. Like, that's a crime, and they were just gonna let him get away with that. It's complete lunacy. Emiru mentions that event staff didn't, like, check on her or anything. What you saw was her team checking on her and, you know, making sure everything's okay. So, what is TwitchCon, like, where are the event staff and security then? So they don't even check on someone who was just assaulted? They don't even go and see, like, what just happened? Like, are you okay? Do you need anything? Nothing at all? Like, that's crazy. It does not feel like safety is a huge priority at TwitchCon. What happened to Emiru is terrible, and it shouldn't have happened at all. It shouldn't happen to her or anybody attending TwitchCon. Another thing I want to briefly mention here. Apparently Emiru didn't even want to do the meet and greet. She was obligated to in order to keep her show.
So I had to cancel my meet and greet because of the stuff, but in order to, I can't cancel my meet and greet and not cancel her show because of the fact that the reason I cancel my meet and greet is I don't want to be in the same place for 2 hours because of people being weird.
Okay.
And then I'm under contract with them, so I can't cancel one and not cancel the other.
Interesting. Oh.
So I'm sorry,
I kept my meet and
Emmy.
greet because I wanted to keep my show. Surely it'll be
I'm
fine.
sorry, Emmy.
I'm sure everyone will be nice.
It sounds like it was a contractual obligation that if Emiru wanted to keep that show, she would have to do this meet and greet, which is something it doesn't seem like she wanted to do, but was trying to approach it with optimism about people, you know, being nice and not being weird. Unfortunately, that's just not how things panned out. And it's crazy. She didn't even want to do this meet and greet. It's something that it seems Twitch was requiring her to do in order to keep the other thing that she actually did want, unrelated to the meet and greet. So she decides to oblige and do this meet and greet, and Twitch doesn't even do the bare minimum of giving her adequate security to protect her. Holy shit. So anyway, I just wanted to talk about this a little bit. That's about it. So yep. There's a lot.
Okay.
Dude, in my opinion, like, meet and greet should never even be a thing where people get anywhere close to the people that they're meeting and greeting.
I think
The way that we did it with Jay and Kevin Smith,
yeah.
I think should be the standard. Like, you shouldn't be allowed to cross a certain line towards people for safety reasons.
Yes.
Like, and they do like these meet and greets where people actually get to come up like right in front of people and stuff, and it's like, dude, at that point, even if you have security right there, it can be too late. Like, if somebody wants to hurt somebody, they will. Like, it doesn't matter how much security you have. Like, it's just absurd that like they're forcing people to do these. Like, after seeing a Gretzko, I don't like the idea of them in general, you know, because like that's the whole thing is like Gretzko has that scene where she has to do the meet and greet, and they have the whole thing, oh, if you buy the album, then you get to actually shake their hand for like 10 seconds or whatever. And the guy comes up that's a freaking creeper with like the mask on and stuff, and he's like, I bought 400 albums. And, like, he's like, so I give him my entire time and like won't let go of her hand and stuff. And then eventually he tries to stab her later. Like, he's a psychopath. Like, and just Twitch should not be forcing anybody to do meet and greets that doesn't want to do them, because there's an inherent risk with this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Especially ladies that are content creators, like, because male fans can be completely unhinged.
This film here is a perfect example. Like, this predicted the parasocial relationship with Twitch streamers, and this came out in 1997, dude. This film predicted it to a T. Once again, Satoshi Kon, like, rest in peace, my dude. Like, he predicted so much. Also, same guy that did Paranoia Agent and like a bunch of other like really like mentally stimulating like psychological thrillers. And this is, in my mind, my favorite film of his. Basically, Perfect Blue tells a story about like a pop idol who decides, I want to stop being a pop idol and I actually want to try my hand at acting because that's what I always wanted to do. And basically because of that, she has like these things that she has to do to like that she's uncomfortable with, but they're contractually obligated. She's contractually obligated to do it. And she also sees like the underbelly of just like the dark side of the fandom, because where she doesn't have the protection that she had before, now it's like, now she sees like just how stalkers actually are, and it goes to the point where someone actually makes like a website dedicated 100% to her, like it's like shrines and all that shit, and she just very slowly starts to lose her mind, and then people start dying around her, and she's like, "Did I do this? What's going on? Did I do this?" And she doesn't know what's real and what's not because she's so under pressure because of everything going on around her. It's so good, man. It is amazing.
Yeah, there's just like an unhealthy like disconnect between reality and what people form fantasy-wise in their head about how things work in terms of like people who are creators and famous people and celebrities and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And people need to realize that most likely, unless you also are a creator in the same vein as someone else and also a celebrity and stuff, you aren't owed anything from them in terms of ever being a part of their life in any way. Like, I would love to meet Emiru. Like,
me
she
too.
seems like somebody that I would be good friends with. Like, she seems like she has a personality that would, like, work well with, like, my sense of humor and stuff. And, like, we're both awkward and could, you know, have a lot of stuff in common and everything. She could probably be a good friend. But, like, I don't feel that she ever owes me. Like,
no.
I don't feel that I'm ever owed getting to meet her in person and stuff. I don't think that it's safe for her to allow people to get close to her and meet her in person. I think that, like I said, the Kevin Smith J, like, meet and greet we did, where, like, there's a microphone down at the bottom of a stage. They're up on stage. Security is going to block anybody from ever getting to that stage in the first place. Mm-hmm. That's how things need to be with meet and greets. You shouldn't ever, like, be able to just get face-to-face with somebody. Like, if you see them in public, like, I understand that's slightly different and stuff, but, like, you know, like, public's a whole different thing. Like, you kind of are on your guard more if you're approached by a stranger in public.
Yeah.
But when you're at an event like that and there's so many people gathered in one place, it's easy for things to be chaotic. Just having a bunch of people, like, able to just kind of right in there, like, under everybody's view, like, without being noticed potentially among the chaos, like, it's not really safe.
And my thing is, you know, we talk about, like, there's other creators out there, you know, it's like, you know, like, these people here, you know, like, Vanoss, Wildcat, and Terrorizer and all them. I've been fans of them for a long time, and I've actually played games with them. I actually played games with Nogla. I like played Among Us with Nogla, and also Nogla commented on our video where we talked about Brantley passing away. Which again, Nogla, thank you so much. And I've also been a big supporter of Wildcat. I've been on had his I'm actually a mod on his channel. And then, of course, there's also Terrorizer, which I've been a member of his, like, I've been a member on his channel now for, God, over 5 years now. And every time I tune in, he's like, Renegades, how y'all doing, man? And it's, like, super cool.
Which I also have to keep in mind, just being a member on someone's channel doesn't necessarily mean you're, like, friends with them.
No. And I don't pretend that we are.
Like, the reason that he even knows who we are is because he's seen our videos reacting to them and stuff, you know.
They are aware of who we are.
It would still be really weird of us to show up in person and, like, expect them to, like, hang out with us in person if we just saw them out in public, too, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, if we, like, were just like, oh, hey, Terrorizer, what's up? And then he was like, hey, come out, hang out with us. Then we'd be like, all right, cool. Like,
but I'm not going to interject myself.
We should not feel like we're owed that. Like,
no.
That's not kosher to just feel like you are owed that by anyone, you know?
Yeah, my whole thing is if I'm, like, walking by and I see Brian or Nogla or any of them out in public, I'll just be like, oh, hey, guys, what's up? And it's like, and then they'll just, and that's it. That's all it'll be. I
feel like the most likely two we would actually ever see is Panda or Wildcat because they're down in Tennessee, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, like if we ever just saw them in Tennessee, I would probably be like, is that Panda Wildcat?
Yeah.
If they're like, hey, I'd be like, hey, it's Nick from the Renegades. What's up, dudes?
Yeah. And it'd be cool.
I'm so awkward. Like, I won't approach anybody, like, close anyways. Like, I'm never going to get in your personal space or anything because I don't want anybody in my personal space.
I feel that. But anyway, I guess this whole ordeal with Emiru is just been a whole thing. It's just opening people's eyes to there's always those moments, you know, he talked about, you know, the Chrissy Grimmy like moment where she was killed at a meet and greet. That was a while ago. And now this, I think, is going to, like, wake people up to, like, because every now and again people need that sobering realization that, you know, these creators are like human, and they're not these like amorphous pie in the sky like creatures that are always going to be there. No, they're human beings just like everybody else, and they're human just like you and me, and they deserve to be protected just as much as anyone else. And
they deserve to be treated like
human
people.
beings. Yeah, and that's the important thing to realize. And this is a sobering moment for a lot of people out there. And me, I remember the Chrissy Grimmy like situation, and that like so sad and everything. I was like,
just above all, I'm glad that Emmy Rue's safe. Like,
same,
because that could have sucked like really bad.
Mm-hmm. And I'm glad that she's safe. I'm glad she's not going back to TwitchCon ever again, because if she doesn't feel safe going there, she doesn't need to go. Period.
I hope, if anything, she just gets more successful from this, you know?
I hope so.
Puts more eyes on her, and she becomes even more successful without TwitchCon.
Exactly.
Like, she doesn't need TwitchCon to be successful, because she's already a great creator, so...
Yeah, and instead of be like, oh, I have to do this meet and greet to keep my show, it's like, no, you'll get to keep your show simply because you're fucking Emmy. You're Emiru. And you're going to be more popular now than you ever were before. And they'd be stupid to cancel your show.
Shows where you can bring your own bodyguard that's cool. Like,
exactly. You don't have to play by Twitch's stupid fucking rules.
Professionally hired security at places and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but anyway, that's going to do it. So
people acting like this way and stuff like this is why we can't have anything cool, you know? Like,
yeah,
this is the reason we can't have really cool things where like people could just hang out with their favorite creators for like a day or something like that. It's because people have to be fucking weirdos and freaking not care, like, whenever situations with weirdos happen, you know?
Yeah,
it sucks.
Yes, it does. But all right, anyway, we're gonna move on from here. Hopefully y'all attain something from this. Don't don't expect too much from the creators and all that. People are human, and they're not you don't owe them, or they don't owe you anything simply because of your existence and all that. But that doesn't mean that they don't appreciate you, and understand that, I'm always going to be appreciative of everyone who watches our videos, subscribes, comes to our live streams, donates, whatever. I am always going to be appreciative. But at the same time, seeing stuff like this makes me worry sometimes. But anyway, until next time, everyone, I'm Nate.
I'm Nick.
Be good people. Take care. Peace.